Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today we have a bit of a prototype, well, actually, just completely a prototype, of the Boost Blades Mini Smoke. This is a knife that a lot of us have been clamoring for a while, especially if you are already a smoke owner. You guys know I featured this before. This is the Boost Blades Smoke TM1. Love it. Front flipper, very cool design, very slender, kind of gentlemanly design, but it's kind of big. And we've been wanting a smaller one because, at least for me anyway, the reason why I've been wanting one is this is such a slim, slender, sleek looking knife, especially when you get one in the carbon fiber scale. You could get through Blade HQ for a while. It just begs to be sort of a gentlemanly kind of knife. But in a lot of those situations, I don't want this big, huge blade. It is kind of an intimidating knife when you flip it open. It's very big and stabby looking. So we wanted something a bit smaller. Boost finally now is going to come out with this. This is a prototype. I already know of one change made from it, which I will mention shortly, or alleged change. We'll see if that's what they wind up going through. I kind of hope they don't, but maybe they will. Made by We Knives, both of these. $220 for both of them. Currently, their estimate for when the Mini Smoke will be available, it will be on their website for pre-order sometime in August, with deliveries in September. Boost is pretty good about that, so I would trust them with that. Please follow them on Instagram is probably the best way to find out about it in advance. I'm going to link to their Instagram down below. They're very good about keeping people updated that way and stuff, and then you'll know when it's available for pre-order. As with all Boost knives, get it quick. They'll probably do another run eventually, but you really want to get them when you can. And usually when they do another run, it's a different blade steel. This one, I believe, is 20 CV. Someone correct me down below if I'm wrong. Previous was M390 on the last run of the smokes, and then they had an S35VN version of the large smoke before also. But I believe this one is 20 CV. It's not marked anywhere, but I do remember hearing that. But yeah, it is just, in a lot of ways, it is kind of a smaller version of the smoke, but in a lot of ways, I would also call it, for my uses, an optimized version of the smoke. Let's do some stats before we get too much farther. These are all my own measurements because obviously nothing's published yet on this. So blade length of 3 inches, overall length of 7 inches. You have a blade thickness of about 0.125 inches, handle thickness of 0.45, and a weight very svelte, 1.8 ounces. This is a very light knife. A lot of that due to this milling. As you can see, we'll talk about some visual differences between this and the full size. The full size was mostly always this 3-hole variant. There are going to be multiple versions of this. I don't know what they all are, but I do know that this is going to be one of the production variants, and I think it looks great. It's got kind of a McLaren-esque, inlet take there, I guess is how I would describe it. It's kind of how it looks. Really cool looking. I really like that as opposed to just the 3 holes. Obviously, it mills out enough weight because the thing weighs almost nothing. On the other side, you've still got very similar pocket clip. A little bit, no cutout there because it doesn't have the extra support back there. But yeah, much smaller, and kind of floating back spacer, which looks really cool. I do like that a lot better also. But the major visual difference, and again, this is a prototype, so we're not doing like a full-on hardcore review of this, but the flipper tabs are significantly different. The Mini Smoke actually has a larger flipper tab than the regular Smoke. That is one thing I have heard that they are changing. When the production one comes out, it may have one that looks more similar to that. I don't think they need to do that. I actually really like the flipper tab on the Mini prototype because it's so easy to get a hold of. And again, it's pointing straight down in your pocket, so it's not like it's going to scratch anything. That's one of the advantages of a front flipper. I don't know. I kind of don't want them to change it. I kind of like the action is really, really good. Again, this is a prototype, but it's a Wii, so it's gonna be this good when it comes out as well. Nice and drop shutty. Just and they have the same pivot, which I love their pivot. The way that they do their fixed pivot, I think is just really, really cool. That's just such a slick way to do it. No lanyard provisions whatsoever. That doesn't bother me, not one tiny little bit, but who knows, it may bother you. Yeah, I just think this is a more like I said, more refined version of the, I don't think it's just a smaller version of the regular smoke. I think it's just a more refined version. I think this is what it should have been in the first place. That's one thing I never liked about the regular smoke, is I just felt like it was too big. Where this, for the purposes I want to carry this knife for, I think this is a much better choice for me. If you just want a front flipper that's a little, you just want a big old front flipper, yeah, get the smoke. If you want to carry it as a, you know, kind of gentlemanly, discreet sort of knife, I think the mini smoke is a much better option. And how much of a better option do I think that it is? I put my money where my mouth is. This is sold. I'm doing this video before on a Sunday before I ship it out on Monday. I sold it because I'm gonna jump on one of these when they're available. I don't have an inside thing, so hopefully I get one. We'll see. I'm gonna have to wait in line like everybody else and hope that I get them in time. As I said, they do sell very fast, but I sold my full-size smoke as for a chance to get one of these. I just think it's a much better realized version of what the smoke always should have been in the first place. So I hope that gives you some idea. Again, follow them on Instagram down below, probably the best way to find out when they're available, or just keep hitting refresh every day all month on the Boost Blades website, which I'll also link down below. But yeah, Instagram is a much more efficient way to find out, I think. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope you found it informative and it helped make your decision on whether or not you should get one, because again, you're gonna have to get in line for it. So cue the comments about it's hard to get. Yeah, well, that's I review everything here, so sometimes I do review stuff that's hard to get. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.